What's up, folks? P58 here with another edition of Is It Real? Today we're going to discuss The Simpsons. Dead Bart, actually, is what it's called. Now, I've been excited about this one. I've been holding it off, trying to do as much research on it as possible. Supposedly, there is an episode of The Simpsons that never aired, and Bart Simpson, well, he dies. Bart dies because he falls out of an airplane. He was goofing off, and he broke a window, and he got sucked out at like 50 feet or something. Okay, but I just don't see him getting killed like that, do you? Season. Now, I'm a really huge fan of The Simpsons. I got my watch, a little Bartman. I've seen at least 400 episodes. I haven't kept up with it in the last year or two. Couldn't keep up with it. This show's been going on for almost 3 decades.
You're welcome to watch anything you want on TV.
TV sucks.
Yeah, I even got I don't know if you can see that. It's my first tattoo ever. I got about 10 or 12 years ago. I didn't like the colors that it originally came with, so I did old school Batman colors. But yeah, I guess I'm as good of an authority as you can get when it comes to YouTube on The Simpsons. Now, the story begins that this fan, I'm guessing it's a fan, the creepypasta didn't really specify who was writing it, the person who wrote it, just says that they had heard that in Season 1 there was an episode that hadn't aired, and he had even approached, I believe it was David Silverman, during a fan and press Q&A, and this fan apparently asked him about it, and he, I think it was David Silverman, yeah. He threw a temper tantrum, apparently, and stomped off, and, I guess, when Bart throws that temper tantrum in the mall, remember that episode? I guess that's what David Silverman did. And then at another session, Q&A session at some other event, Matt Groening was there, and he had apparently chased after him, and Matt Groening wasn't surprised by that. I guess, he's used to having people stalk him, Sideshow Bob-like. And, this is where the story gets a little silly. He mentions it to Matt Groening. They're by themselves, and he grows visibly pale and starts shaking, and he scrawls a note and gives it to the fans. Says, "Don't ever mention it to me again," and he runs away, because you can see Matt Groening doing that, the guy who created The Simpsons acting like... I read it and I just started laughing, because it was a shame. I was looking forward to this pasta. I was hoping there was something real to it, and there is a video. It's like I said, it claims that it's Bart dying, but this video with a quality it's kind of distorted, like the Squidward suicide. It gets staticky, it rolls. Like I said, I've seen nearly at least 400 episodes, and now what I noticed was that in this supposed 5-minute video that you see the Simpsons going to a funeral and everything looking strange. Now, anyone who remembers Tracy Ullman, where The Simpsons started was a Tracy Ullman short, and I remember this one specifically. It was you can even find it on the Simpsons wiki site. I'll put that in the description. But it's the Simpsons go to Uncle Herbie's funeral, and they go marching on the the cemetery, and you see that in the supposed episode spliced in there. They even if you look real close, you can even see Bart in the car right on the way up, and he'll be sitting next to, it's either Maggie or Lisa, but you can see all 3 kids, but it's supposed to be Bart's funeral. And then it's interposed with Bart going, he's done that so many times that you could easily cut that out from an episode. And the third part was one of my favorite episodes from the first season was Bart the General. Anybody who remembers that is when Bart and Nelson they get into a fight. Well, the fight's probably too strong a word. I would have to say Nelson just whipped his butt. And basically, before the fight, Bart has these, this morbid fantasy of him going to his own funeral, and people walk by and say, "Oh, the poor guy." And this Bart episode where he dies is interposed with a scene from that episode. So it's just two episodes of The Simpsons combined. That's all that really is. Now, the creepypasta says that in the episode, the Simpsons are sitting at the table right after the funeral, and they're looking sad and upset. And then a year passes by. They're still sitting there. Maggie and the pets are gone. I guess child services took them, and Peter rescued Snowball too, and Santa's little helper. And they're just sitting there, and they're looking thin and gait, skimming, because they're sad. And then they go to the cemetery to see Bart, and his body's just still laying there.
How frightfully rude!
Yeah, so the story isn't true. Like I said, I was really upset. I was looking forward to, maybe finding out that, there's some kind of macabre episode that. I mean, at first I was thinking, well, maybe it was from a Halloween Treehouse of Horror episode, but it's no, just a kind of okay story. It's a shame because the show is so great; it deserves a more creepier story, and it's not in the least bit true. I researched it. I'll give you all the websites I searched. I included a Simpsons wiki, which you can check out. It's a really cool site. It has everything you could ever want to know about the Simpsons. And I'll leave you the link in the description of the dead Bart's story in creepypasta.wiki.com. And I'll even send you the link to the video of the supposedly Bart dying. There's two of them. They're both okay. Check them both out. Yeah, this story, though, it's just not true. It starts off, pretty cool, but after, first few sentences, it goes downhill from there, and it's not very good. Like I said, it just a shame. I was looking forward to a good creepypasta, but it just wasn't very good. In the Calden episode, there was good detail. The Scooby-Doo episode, there wasn't as much detail, but the story was still pretty good. It just sounds, like cheesy. The whole story is just, with the temper tantrums and Matt Groening acting like he's going to faint like Scarlett O'Hara or something. It's just, not a very good story. You can give it a read, though. See, leave in the comments. Tell me what you think. And any ideas for any other episodes, please include that. And please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.